For more on the talks, we turn to Victor Gao in Nanjing. He's chair professor at Soochow University. Victor, thank you for joining us. First up, the U.S. and China are having another round of trade talks in Kuala Lumpur. How much of this is déjà vu?
Thank you very much. The fact that the Chinese delegation and the American delegation are again talking, this time in Kuala Lumpur, means that channels of communication remain open between China and the United States. And the two sides are still eager to engage with each other, try to solve the problems, whatever there are, through peaceful negotiations. That's the positive side. On the negative side is that ever since the beginning of the trade negotiation or the tariff negotiation, the American side seems to be moving the goalpost again and again and again. And the American side has demonstrated the highest level of capricious and lack of sincerity in the trade negotiations, to such an extent that while they claim they are still engaged in trade negotiations, they keep imposing all kinds of sanctions on the Chinese side, to such an extent the Chinese side feels that they are really driven to desperation because we do not know how to deal with the American side. If the Americans want to sanction China, the American side will be slapped with sanctions. This is exactly what's happening with the rare earth.
Exactly. Victor, I want to ask you about this because China's rare earth controls hit hard, right? And the U.S. is threatening with heavy tariffs. Who's really playing the power card here?
No, we need to really go back to square one. Who started this unjustified tariff war? China didn't start it. The rest of the world didn't start it. It is the American government which started this tariff war against not only China, but against the rest of mankind. The United States is holding a gun at the head of all the countries in the world, including at the head of China, trying to issue one ultimatum after another. And in its discussions with China, they not only keep moving the goalpost again and again, they also demonstrated the highest level of capriciousness and lack of sincerity in dealing with the negotiations. While the tariff negotiations have been going on, they slapped sanction after sanction after sanction on one and another and so many other items, to such an extent China feels fully justified to slap back sanctions against the United States. Now China's position is very clear. If you want to buy rare earth from China for commercial purposes, non-military purposes, there will be a process for you to apply, for China to review the application, to approve, and for you to abide by the regulations. If you want to buy rare earth from China for military use, there will be no single iota of rare earth to be sold by China to you for military use.
And along these lines, I want to ask you, Victor, about these talks, because are they a genuine reset of the supply chain or just the world's longest game of who blinks first?
China will never blink. I hope Washington will really realize from whatever I say, China will never blink. If the United States wants to impose additional 100% tariff on China, the Americans will be hit with close to 100% tariff on the American goods exported to China. If the United States wants to impose up to 500% of tariff against Chinese exports to the United States, the American export to China will be slapped with up to 500% tariff against the American exports to China. So don't play this game. Try to be serious. If you want to sanction China, you will be sanctioned. That's the basic point. Don't push around China. If you believe you can push China to the corner, China will push you to the corner. This is the way of the game right now. Really go back to square one. Respect free trade as it is. Don't weaponize trade. Don't weaponize tariff. If you really indulge in the fantasy that China is some country you can push around, you can threaten about, you can really issue ultimatum one after another, then you wait until the moment where you need to blink. There will be no single iota of rare earth to be exported for military use.
I understand. Victor Gao, thank you so much for your time and insights. Great having you.